Sometimes, in the depths of self-discovery, the soul needs to run away in order to find a way back to itself. However, this time everything is different. It's better, it's fruitful, it's harmonious, and it's liberated. I find that nature has immense powers, magical powers indeed. It gives us hope, and it permeates our soul and body. With the words of Voltaire, and I quote, "We are full of weaknesses and errors. Let us mutually pardon each other our follies. It is the first law of nature." End quote. Nature doesn't judge, hate, or fight. It accepts and welcomes us anytime we seek refuge in its forests, rivers, and meadows. Let me bring you on a little adventure filled with peace and stillness. Let your soul rest here for a while. Breathe in the fresh air with me and exhale all that is weighing on your soul. Here we come, nature. Here we come. I am literally balancing you on a fence. So, good morning, my darlings. I finally made it. Nature sounds so lame, but like I lived in the city my whole life. This cabin, let's call it like that, is a huge part of my childhood, and I don't think I ever appreciated enough how much a gift this place is to me, because whenever I'm home, I can just come out here, visit my grandparents, and just go out in nature. Not a lot of people can do that, can afford to do that. And this was always here for me, And I think just in the past like few years, when I started coming out here more with my friends to have some parties, but even back then I wouldn't really realize the value of this place, and how much freedom it offers for someone who is on a spiritual path, and for someone who is connected to nature. And it has to be connected to nature because this place has been here for me all along, and I've never seen it for what it truly is. So I just finished meditating. I've told you in my previous video that I wouldn't really film it, but I felt like this one was a special occasion. Let me be honest, like the beginning of this journey when it comes to meditation in itself is rooted in kind of what everyone does. I'm kind of doing that, but I've also realized that since I've started meditating, of being more conscious of my feelings and what is happening inside of me, and how I can choose to react differently to certain things, and that has been really helpful. But I know that meditation can be used for tons of more things, and Until a few days ago, I've been meditating for 2 weeks straight, kind of. Yeah, more than 2 weeks. But I've done it with guided meditations, and that is really helpful. But in the past few days, I've started doing it on my own, and let me tell you, it's really difficult. Like, even now, I was just able to go for 5 minutes. There were a lot of distractions. I was really focusing on what I intended this meditation to be about, kind of paying attention to surroundings and how things feel. And it was kind of difficult to do, like concentration wise. So I still have a lot to learn. But I've also started studying the history and the philosophy behind meditation. And I do think that when it comes to any spiritual journey that you're interested in, it's really important that you start with where it comes from, like the history and how it all came to be. Because even today, the term meditation has been transformed and it has gained different value and understanding now as it was back then. And I'm interested in how those ancient philosophies used it to gain more knowledge about themselves and about the world. I've bought this incense. This one is from a company called Hem, and they're from India. So I thought that it's one of the best ones out there. Like, the sticks themselves feel really well made. What I like that here we have wind. Oh my gosh, this sounds so stupid, but yeah, you know what I mean. Whenever you light an incense, you know that you kind of have to blow it out so it can actually do its magic. But here, the wind does it for you. I cannot believe, like, how amazing it is to be here. This is a route that I've gone on since I was little. Like, my parents and I, and when my grandparents would like walk here, and like so many things have changed. So up there is where the train goes. This is a little like cutout in the hill. And what they did, which is actually interesting to see, is the water that is slowly like flowing. Because of this thing that they've built, they managed to kind of create a small little river. I think we tend to be so cautious nowadays that, like, whenever a little bit of danger comes in, we get scared instantly. At least that's how I behaved. And I kind of was like, if I get in the mud and my white shoes get muddy, then I can clean that. Cheers. This tea is actually a blend from my grandma. I think I've got bitten by like free bugs. For some reason, I really can't talk. I think I'm just so mesmerized by whatever's out here that I just really feel like I cannot talk right now. I need to just soak this all in. I saw a broken off branch of a tree, and it reminded me of us humans. No matter where that tree is, usually some of its dried out branches get either cut off or it breaks off naturally. In order for that tree to grow taller and be healthy, some of its rotten, dried parts that once were useful, now they're not, and they need to be gone in order for that tree to flourish. Nature in itself is and could be our biggest teacher if we look at it from a different perspective. Just like in the case of the tree, if something doesn't serve our highest purpose anymore, it should be let go of, even if it means sacrificing a part of us, a part of our pleasures maybe, or our addictions and our egos. Even if these have felt or still feel so good, if they make us stagnant, rotten to our core, they need to be cut off so we can grow, like the tree. The tree only stops growing when it reaches full maturity, but even then, some of its branches need to be cut off in order for it to be healthy. So whenever we feel like we're adult enough or matured enough, we need to think, did we really? Or is there still something that we can work on? I found an ant on my hands, probably filled with ants. I was trying to be friendly to it, Whenever I try to meditate, it's kind of hard because stilling the mind. It's difficult for me because thoughts that would be disturbing don't necessarily come up. What comes up is, how should I meditate? I really like the stillness that this place gives me. I don't want to hurry. I don't want to rush. Because for a moment I was like, let's just get it over with and go. Now I'm just sitting here being like, I want to stay. It's so amazing because whenever I'm here, just sitting, I don't feel alone. It's interesting. It's a really interesting feeling. You start to shift and see nature as a union, as a divine creation, but also something that is living and breathing, Let yourself try it out once and come out here and just look at things from a different perspective.